The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. highlighted the Philippines' outstanding economic record and soaring investments, projecting that the country will become a major contributor to the Indo-Pacific region's economic activity. House lawmakers questions the Duterte administration's status quo policy on the BRP Sierra Madre at a UN shoal, despite an arbitral ruling favoring the Philippines over China. The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, provides documents to the Office of the Solicitor General amid the investigation involving Banban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo. And we will discover why the chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, or ICC, launched the arrest warrants for the top leaders of Israel and Hamas following the evidence gathered over the recent months. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, the 21st of May, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Marvi Delfin.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said on Tuesday, May 21, that the Philippines has yet to reach the point of smart transportation. Addressing diplomats and foreign business leaders at the Indo-Pacific Business Forum in Taguig City, the chief executive said that the government is pushing for better national transport.
There is a long way to go still, but we are committed to making the Philippines a leader in smart and sustainable transportation. And we believe that with the right investments and partnerships, we will achieve that goal.
PBBM said agencies such as the Department of Public Works and Highways, the Department of Transportation, and the National Economic and Development Authority are working together to develop and implement transportation projects that will meet the needs of the public. Also in his speech, the President said the economic achievements of the country have been outstanding. PBBM said the Philippine economy grew by 5.5% last year, surpassing major economies in Asia based on the latest available data. President Marcos added that foreign direct investments continue to flow with 4 consecutive months of expansion. He said the country is ready to be a regional manufacturing hub.
Through these economic strengths, we aspire to transform the Philippine economy into a regional hub for smart and sustainable manufacturing and for services.
The President said the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework partner countries play a significant role in the country's robust economic growth, contributing substantially to the Philippines' foreign direct investments and approved investments. Nel Maribuhok, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and top officer of the United States Navy discussed maritime cooperation and security in the Indo-Pacific region today, May 21. In their meeting, AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Bronner Jr. expressed gratitude to Admiral Stephen Collar, the commander of the United States Pacific Fleet, for their continued long-term support with the US-PH alliance in the midst of emerging security challenges. The two officials also discussed the first multilateral maritime cooperative activity and its regular execution. The ongoing effort to underscore collective commitment to regional and international cooperation in safeguarding the Indo-Pacific region was also included in the discussion. This is also a strategic partnership of the AFP to strengthen interoperability and advance combined capabilities in the country's maritime domain. House lawmakers questioned Duterte administration's status quo policy on the BRP Sierra Madre at a UN shoal, despite arbitral ruling favoring the Philippines over China. This follows former Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea's statement to Congress that they were simply continuing the Aquino administration's policy on the grounded ship. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
The landmark arbitral ruling on the West Philippine Sea issued by the Permanent Court of Arbitration was delivered 12 days after the Duterte administration assumed office in 2016. According to former Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea, former President Rodrigo Duterte maintained the status quo at the Ayungin Shoal. Specifically, this refers to the alleged promise made by former Defense Secretary Voltaire Gasmin to the Chinese embassy in 2013 to deliver only food and water to the Marines stationed on the BRP Sierra Madre. This vessel, grounded at Ayungin Shoal in 1999 by the Philippine Navy, serves as an outpost in the West Philippine Sea.
The status quo at the Ayungin Shoals, where BRP Sierra Madre, a dilapidated warship which has served as a Philippine military outpost in a low elevation reef since 1999, was in a 2013 commitment of former Defense Secretary Gasmin to the Chinese ambassador Ma Keqing that he would only deliver food and water to the Marines stationed at the vessel.
However, according to former Defense Chief Delfin Lorenzana, former DND Secretary Voltaire Gasmin did not brief him about the said agreement. He also revealed that repairs were made in BRP Sierra Madre in 2021.
But it is not true that we did not do some repairs, because in 2021, that was the start of binomba tayo ng water cannon ng China, because they claim that we are bringing repair materials to Sierra Madre. The Chinese embassy is claiming that we are trying to strengthen the ship as a whole. But according to the Navy, when I talked to them, ay nire-repair lang nila yung tulugan at tirahan ng ating detachment doon, which we did. Despite the protest of Ambassador Huang, we did the repairs until I left office in 2022. So tuloy-tuloy yung repair na yon ng Navy.
Lawmakers questioned why the Duterte administration pursued the status quo regarding the BRP Sierra Madre despite the arbitration ruling favoring the Philippines over China.
Personally, for this representation, yung commitment, if any, first and foremost, in 2013, was premised on the fact na wala pa namang arbitration ruling. And in 2016, when the arbitration ruling came out, explicitly saying na meron pa tayong exclusive sovereign rights over exclusive economic zone, hindi po binago yung supposed status quo. Because I think if that were the case po, no, dapat we would have postured our foreign policy anchored on the PCA ruling.
Yung arbitral ruling, nagdi-declare na atin yan. Di ba?
Yes,
sovereign right. And therefore, being part of the sovereign right of the Philippines, we can do anything insofar as the BRP is concerned, and not necessarily be covered and be bound by the so-called agreement between Sec Gasmin and whoever is the Chinese official.
Meanwhile, because the name of former Defense Secretary Gasmin was mentioned, the joint panels will invite him over for the next hearing. Former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque has also been invited. It was Roque who first mentioned about the alleged gentleman's agreement. Meanwhile, former Executive Secretary Medialdea, former Defense Secretary Lorenzana, and former National Security Advisor Hermogenes Esperon denied the existence of a gentleman's agreement regarding the West Philippine Sea. According to Medialdea, there were 8 official meetings between former President Duterte and Chinese President Xi. In the 2 meetings where he was present, no gentleman's agreement was discussed.
President Duterte, being a lawyer, knew fully well that it was foolhardy to enter into an agreement, especially a gentleman's agreement at that, with the President of the People's Republic of China on matters involving sovereign rights.
Lorenzana and Esperon confirmed this as well. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, provided some documents to the Office of the Solicitor General, or OSG. This amid the investigation over the case involving Banban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo. Dante Amento tells us why.
Commission on Elections, or COMELEC Chief George Erwin Garcia, said on Tuesday, May 21, that the Office of the Solicitor General, or OSG, has communicated with them. The OSG asked for some records or documents as part of the investigation on issues against Banban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo, such as her citizenship.
Natanggap po natin yung kanilang request para sa SOSE, sa Certificate of Candidacy, at saka sa registration bilang isang botante ng naturang mayor.
Solicitor General Minardo Guevara said they are gathering relevant information from different agencies, including COMELEC, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, or DILG, among others. Chairman Garcia emphasized it is their obligation to give those public documents.
Binigay po natin lahat yun sapagkat sinasabi naman po ng una po, public documents ang lahat ng ito, at number 2, basta po may request sa atin na gagamitin for legal purposes, yan naman po ay hindi para itanggalin ng COMELEC na illegal.
The poll chief further said they are more willing to give even testimony to the OSG over their investigation. However, Garcia also clarified that in any case involving a person's identity or citizenship, only the court has the final judgment.
Lahat ng tao pwedeng sabihin na siya ay foreigner. Sa bandang huli po, hindi tayo ang magdidesisyon sa katayuan at kalagayan ng isang tao. Korte po lahat yan.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Attorney Ferdinand Topacio, legal counsel for former Congressman Arnolfo Telves Jr., denied the information that the request for political asylum of his client has been denied by the Timor-Leste government and that there is impending deportation against his client. The lawyer explained he is in constant communication with Telves' legal team in Timor-Leste, and they have no alleged information in the status of the asylum request and whether it has been denied. Topacio added that a denial of political asylum request can also still be appealed. And for the news abroad, Iranian authorities have confirmed the deaths of President Ebrahim Raisi and Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Abdullahian following a helicopter crash on Sunday, May 19. The crash, which occurred in rugged terrain, resulted in an overnight search that culminated in the discovery of the wreckage and the bodies of all 8 individuals on board. Ani Mancilia tells us why, live. Yes, Annie, good evening.
Good evening, Marvy. The remains of President Ibrahim Raisi, Foreign Minister Hussein Amir Abdullahian, and other officials were transported to Tabriz, the capital of East Azerbaijan province, where a public procession took place. Another ceremony is scheduled for Tuesday morning, May 21, to transfer the bodies to Tehran, where further processions and ceremonies will be held through details are still being finalized. Raisi will be honored with glorious burial in his birthplace Mashhad, a city of significant religious importance in northeastern Iran, as supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has declared 5 days of public mourning. Mohammad Mokber and Ali Bagheri Khani have been appointed as an interim president and foreign minister respectively pending the election of a new president within 50 days as mandate by the Constitution, where the election is set for June 28, with candidate registration from May 30 to June 3. Despite these significant domestic changes, Iran's international policies are not expected to shift dramatically as the political establishment maintains a unified stance on foreign relations, with interim officials continuing established policies. The conservative and hard-aligned factions dominating Iran's political landscape are likely to continue their influence, with Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps or IRGC's role increasingly prominent since the exclusion of reformist voices post-2018. Meanwhile, the axis of resistance strategy involving support for groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis remains a cornerstone of Iran's regional policy, unaffected by the deaths of Raisi and Amir Abdullahian. Back to you, Marvy.
Thank you, Annie Mancilia, reporting live from Singapore. The chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, or ICC, Karim Khan, lodged the arrest warrants for the top leaders of Israel and Hamas following the evidence gathered over the recent months. According to Prosecutor Khan, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, alongside his Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, are believed to be guilty of war crimes against humanity on the Gaza Strip, which has killed over 35,000 Palestinians. Accusations for the use of starvation as a method of warfare by both leaders against the civilians have been made, also intentionally directing attacks and the extermination and/or murder of Palestinians. Meanwhile, Hamas leaders Yahya Sinwar, Mohammed Diab Ibrahim al-Amzri, and Ismail Haniyeh have also been accused of the same crimes against Israel following their attack and the death of 1,139 civilians and 250 hostages. We'll share more global stories with you later. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Following the shakeup in the Senate leadership, a conflict between two lawmakers is seemingly brewing after one senator admits supporting the new Senate president at the last minute. Harleen Delgado will tell us why.
A day after the change of leadership at the Senate, Senator Ronald Bato Dela Rosa has made a confession. He is among the 15 senators who signed a resolution supporting newly elected Senate President Francis Cheese Escudero. This, as Dela Rosa explains, the reason why he became emotional, as former Senate President Mig Zubiri thanked him for his support during yesterday's session.
Kaya ako napaiyak dahil nga hindi naman sasama ng loob, parang nahiya ako sa kanya dahil hindi ko napanalo yung gira para sa kanya. Kasi yung nakapirma ako before mag-start ang session. Tapos ngayon, nung sinaluduhan ako ni Migs, talagang hindi ko napigilan, napaiyak ako dahil for me being a good soldier, ang gusto ko sabihin kay Migs doon is sorry, boss. I failed to win the war for you.
According to Dela Rosa, he made a sudden decision to support Escudero after he was convinced to stay with the majority bloc. He admits he was opting to join the minority bloc after knowing Zubiri's impending ouster. Dela Rosa further explains that he had to follow the decision of his party mates Senator Francis Tolentino and Christopher Bongo, who both supported Escudero.
Nagtatago pa ako doon sa opisina ni Senator Tolentino Pero nalocate nila ako na pumunta doon, kinausap ako. Sabihan ako na kahit na hindi na kailangan yung perma ko because I was really contemplating seriously to join the minority after that incident. But I was persuaded by Senator Chis and Senator Alan Cayetano na please stay with the majority. Huwag kang pumunta sa minority. So, sumama ka na lang dito sa majority.
The lawmaker also admits that he was not able to inform Zubiri about this last-minute decision to support Escudero. Before the start of today's plenary session, Dela Rosa was seen approaching Zubiri. When asked for his comments, Zubiri admits he is dumbfounded and hurt with Dela Rosa's actions.
Hindi ko mag-gets, hindi ko talaga maisip, hindi ko talaga mag-grasp yung pangyayari niyon.
Pero nag-usap
at least alam niya na dinipensahan ko siya bilang isang chairman ng committee. At dahil dyan, nagkaroon po ng sakripisyo, ako po yung sakripisyo dyan, na nawala po ako sa posisyon. So, let's move on. Pero yun nga lang, hindi ko talaga maintindihan. I'm in shock.
Before the session.
Sinabi ko sa kanya, bigyan niya ako ng pagkakataon. Hindi ko pa talaga
Hindi ko pa talaga mabigyan ng komento, ma-process. Hindi ko pa ma-process yung pangyayari. So sabi ko sa kanya, give me time, hinakap mo pa yung asawa ko. Di ba? Parang, wow, ba't niyo pa hinakap ang asawa?
Zubiri adds he and the 6 senators who sided with him will remain as one and will deliberate soon if they will continue to be an independent bloc. Meanwhile, Escudero also reveals that he himself initiated his ascendancy to the Senate presidency by wooing his colleagues for support, which he began just last week.
When I say sinimulan ko makipag-usap, dahil marami naman at that time na may mga agam-agam.
Senate President Pro Tempore Jenggoy Estrada confirms this as he denies allegations that it was him who instigated the ouster. Harleen Delgado, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Despite a slight rise in COVID-19 cases across the country, the Department of Health assures the public that the Philippines remains at a low-risk level. According to the DOH, there is no scientific basis to re-implement travel restrictions. The voluntary use of face masks will also continue. From May 7 to May 13, the DOH recorded 877 new COVID-19 cases, averaging 125 cases per day. Of these new cases, 7 were classified as severe or critical. The DOH is also closely monitoring newly designated variants, including 3 recently identified by the World Health Organization, the JN1.18, KP.2, and KP.3, all descendants of JN.1. However, the Health Department states that there is no evidence these variants cause severe to critical COVID-19. The Belkans Pharmaceutical Incorporated has filed a complaint before the National Bureau of Investigation against public health advocate Dr. Tony Liachon, who allegedly exposed a multi-level marketing scheme of pharmaceutical manufacturing company. Ryan Nakanlale details why.
Malicious, careless, and unfounded accusations. This is the basis used in the complaint filed by Belkans Pharmaceutical Incorporated earlier today, May 21, against public health advocate Dr. Tony Liachon. The company's lawyer filed a complaint for civil libel or violation of Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 at the National Bureau of Investigation Office in Quezon City.
Ngayon ho, nag-file na ho ng criminal complaint ang Belkans sa NBI for violation of the anti-cybercrime law against Dr. Anthony Liachon for his malicious, reckless, and baseless accusations against Belkans po.
This is stemmed from Dr. Liachon's posts on his social media accounts, which they claim are purely malicious and defamatory against the company.
Sinasabi nito na ang Belkans at ang mga doktor nito ay engaged daw sa mga unethical practices. Ang Belkans daw ay engaged sa multi-level marketing or sa isang pyramid scheme. At also, ina-allege or kiniklaim ni Dr. Liachon na ang Belkans daw at ang mga doktor nito ay nag-overprescribe sa mga patients nito kapalit ng luxury cars, watches, etc.
Due to these statements by Liachon, the reputation of Belkans Pharma, which the company has carefully nurtured over time, has allegedly been damaged. The ongoing defamation is said to have a significant impact on their company.
Ang epekto ito, siyempre, nasira yung reputasyon, integridad, at saka yung pangalan ng Belkans Pharma, at saka yung mga, siyempre, nadamay doon yung mga produkto ng Belkans Pharma.
The reputation of the doctors who were allegedly accused of prescribing in exchange for luxury vehicles and watches are also being affected. However, it's not just Dr. Liachon who the company plans to file complaints against. The company also intends to pursue others who have spoken out about alleged defamation against Belkans.
Maraming doktor ang nais hong mag-file ng kaso dahil marami nga ho silang naapektuhan nitong paninira sa kanila, hindi lang sa reputation nila. Tulad nga ng nasabi namin during Senate hearing, pati ho safety ho nila na endanger po sila kasi pinost po yung mga private cars nila, even their addresses po. So hindi lang doktor, pati pamilya nila naapektuhan ho.
Belkens is also considering filing an administrative complaint to have Dr. Leachon's license revoked. In a statement, Dr. Leachon responded to the complaint, saying his lawyers are still studying the complaint filed against him. He stated that Belkens' actions are an attempt to divert the issue and intimidate the company's critics. He also called it a desperate move to stop the investigation and manipulate public opinion. Dr. Leachon affirmed his decision to bring the issue to the public in the interest of the medical community and the trust of the Filipinos in medical service provider in the country. Ryan Lacanlale, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP, hopes to avoid radar system problems towards the end of the year. This after CAAP monitored an issue with their Air Traffic Management Center software yesterday, affecting flights at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport. Asher Kadapan Jr. explains why.
The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP, targets to complete the upgrade of its radar system, particularly its Air Traffic Management Center software, in the third quarter of the year. This will help avoid further radar software problem, which was encountered yesterday, May 20, affecting flight operation at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, or NAIA.
Ang CAAP is continuously doing yung update para at least siguro hopefully towards the end of the year wala na tayong isyong ganito at hindi na natin maranasan itong mga nangyaring inconvenientes sa paglipad sa mapaliparan.
CAAP spokesperson Eric Apolonio, however, seeks understanding from the affected passengers on the incident while emphasizing public safety as paramount to their operation. The agency also assures that the software problem yesterday was already resolved and flight operation in NAIA remains normal today, May 21.
So far normalized na except yung mga recovery flight na tinatawag na delay dahil alam mo every hour 42 flights dyan. So almost every 2 minutes may isang flights. Natural, ang priority ngayon yung mga naka-schedule flights. Yung mga naiwan doon, in-adjust naman ng NAIA. Nagbukas sila ng tinatawag na operations kahit na dapat magsara sila for maintenance. Binuksan para lang ma-accommodate yung mga naipit na flight kahapon.
Asher Kadapan Jr., UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Department of Agriculture, or DA, said that the El Niño phenomenon has caused 9.50 billion pesos in damages to Philippine agriculture. According to the agency, the Cordillera Administrative Region, Ilocos Region, Cagayan Valley, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, Bicol Region, Western Visayas, Eastern Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, Central Mindanao, Davao Region, and Soxargen are among the 13 regions in the nation that have been impacted by the dry spell. El Niño has left more than 175,000 farmers and fisherfolks completely devastated and has an impact on more than 163,000 hectares of agricultural land. The total projected loss of production from the affected agricultural areas are more than 426,000 metric tons. This includes over 185,000 metric tons for palay, more than 180,000 metric tons for corn, over 48,000 metric tons for value crops, and 147 metric tons for cassava. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, has opted for unannounced crackdown against colorum or unconsolidated jeepneys as they began apprehensions. JP Nunez tells us why.
In motu proprio inquiry of the House Committee on Transportation earlier today, May 21, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, said that they have not apprehended any unconsolidated jeepney. This despite they have announced that the crackdown for the unconsolidated jeepneys, which are considered as colorum vehicles, commenced last May 16. LTFRB Chairman Chofilo Guadis III said they continue to issue show cause order to operators. But on the question whether the LTFRB is already apprehending unconsolidated jeepneys, Chairman Guadis said on a side interview that they opted not to announce their operation.
For one, ayaw ko naming sabihin sa ngayon because we would like to catch everybody by at least na nandoon po sila at the time na mag-apprehend ho kami. Because what we learn right now is nung sinabi namin, wala na hong bumiyahe.
During the interpellation of lawmakers, Rizal 3rd District Representative Jose Arturo Garcia Jr. suggested to LTFRB and Department of Transportation or DOTR to reconsider allowing unconsolidated jeepneys to continue to ply their routes. This after the lawmaker knew that there are still 19% of public utility vehicles nationwide who did not join franchise consolidation.
Aralin nyo. Baka pwede naman yung ayaw talaga, yung mga hardliner, payagan na natin. At the long run, in 3, 6 months o 1 year, ma-appreciate nila na mas maganda pala yung kooperatiba, mas umaasenso yung kabilang grupo, sasali na ako.
Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel also suggested to the committee that the LTFRB should still allow unconsolidated jeepneys to ply their routes. The lawmaker mentioned that there are units of traditional jeepneys which are still roadworthy. He emphasized that the franchise consolidation should not be mandatory while raising concern of transport groups who experienced issues on the operation of cooperatives.
Tingin natin mula dun sa mga nabanggit ay kailangan talaga dun sa mga natitira na hindi nag-consolidate, huwag pong gawing sapilitan talaga yung pagpapakonsolidate nila ng kanilang mga prangkisa.
Hindi kami nag-consolidate dahil ayaw namin isunod din aming prangkisa. Nagtatanong lang kami sa LTO kung may order pa ba? May order na ba na hulihin kami? Sabi nila wala. So ngayon, sumugal kami na nagbiyahe, kahit dinideklarar na kami na hindi nagpa-consolidate, subject for show cause order.
Ang gusto po namin talaga, makabiyahe kami, maipagpatuloy namin ito. Kung magmo-modernize kami, kung wala kaming prangkisa, papaano po? Gusto natin manatili po sa amin yung aming mga prangkisa.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
A day before Congress goes on sine die adjournment, voting 232-0, the House of Representatives approves on third and final reading House Bill number 10423, an act granting universal social pension to senior citizens. The bill aims to provide senior citizens who are previously not considered as indigents a monthly stipend amounting to 500 pesos only. While indigent senior citizens will continuously receive monetary grant amounting to 1,000 pesos per month. United Senior Citizens Party List Representative Milagros Aquino Magsaysay expressed gratitude and appreciation on this development.
The senior citizens had been waiting for this historical day that at long last, universal social pension is approved in the House.
The House of Representatives approved today, May 21, the Rice Tarification Law amendments on third and final reading. Voting 231-3-1, the House passed House Bill number 10381, further amending the Republic Act 8178 as amended, otherwise known as the Agricultural Tarification Act. The bill seeks to allow the National Food Authority to sell rice at subsidized prices during emergencies, as well as to restore the supply regulation functions of the agency. The Makabayan Bloc lawmakers voted against the said bill. They said the rice tarification law itself should not be amended, but rather repealed.
hindi masusolusyonan ng House Bill number 10381 o pag-amyenda sa Rice Liberalization Law ang negatibong epekto ng batas. Ang kinakailangan ay ibasura ito at palakasin ang lokal na produksyon ng bigas, palay at iba pang agrikultural na produkto. Ang kailangan natin upang maabot natin ang food security at self-sufficiency, kailangan ding magbigay ng sapat na suporta at subsidyo ang gobyerno sa ating mga magsasaka.
And in other global news, the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore has been finally hauled away, the cargo ship that collided with it on March 26. According to the U.S. Army Corps, tugboats collaborated to remove the MV Dali from the area. The ship's removal marks the final step in clearing the shipping route. However, the process is not yet complete, and there are still adjustments needed before it can fully reopen. OpenAI plans to remove one of the voices used by ChatGPT after it was likened to Hollywood actress Scarlett Johansson. Users noticed the similarity between the voice option Sky of the chatbot and the actress's voice. Sky reads responses loudly to users of the app. However, OpenAI stated that this voice is not an imitation or an attempt to mimic Johansson. Currently, they are working on pausing this voice while addressing questions on how it was chosen. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. The iconic Wish 107.5 continues its remarkable journey, expanding beyond the provinces of the Philippines and even Hollywood in the USA as it now heads to South Korea. On Sunday, June 9, 2024, prepare for an exciting musical experience as the Wish Bus Korea launches at the Busan Eurasia Platform Outdoor Plaza, 210 Jungang-dero Donggu, Busan at 9:30 a.m. Korean Standard Time. This exciting event coincides with the celebration of the 126th Philippine Independence Day, the 26th National Migrant Workers Day, and the 75th anniversary of Philippines-Korea diplomatic relations. Mark your calendars for this extraordinary event and witness how the Wish 107.5 bus will bring our favorite hits and world-class performances to South Korea. The BFP Lady Firefighters have recorded their 8th straight win as the second-round elimination of the UNTV Volleyball League Season 2 continued in Paco, Manila last Sunday. Meanwhile, the AFP Lady Gunner triumphed in 3 consecutive sets against the Comelec Suffragettes. Leading the rankings, the PNP Lady Patrollers maintained their top position by defeating the Judiciary Justice Servers in a 3-1 set victory. JP Nunez reports.
In the continuing second-round elimination of the UNTV Volleyball League Season 2 at Paco Arena in Manila last Sunday, May 19, in the first game, the Senate Lady Defenders quickly took a 5-point lead with attacks from Javen Sabas and Menchi Tubiera against the Lady Firefighters in the first set. However, the Lady Firefighters retaliated with powerful quick attacks from AJ Mamangun and cross-court strikes from Fanny Adolfo, narrowly winning the first set 30-28. In the second set, the momentum stayed with the Senate Lady Defenders thanks to consecutive attacks from Maricela Cecilio and Javen Sabas, leading them to a 25-21 victory. In the third set, the Lady Firefighters dominated with strong floor defense led by Fanny Adolfo, Gang Beliana, AJ Mamangun, and Angeli Bentic, winning the set 25-15. In the fourth set, the Lady Defenders couldn't keep up with the relentless attacks from Abellana, Mamangun, and Adolfo, resulting in a 25-18 win for the Lady Firefighters. The Lady Firefighters tallied 65 attacks, 6 blocks, and 7 service aces, with Fanny Adolfo named the best player of the game for her 19 solid attack points. They remain in third place with 8 wins and 3 losses.
Sa una pa lang medyo na parang nangangaba yung team. Nasabi ko nga kanina nung timeout ko, parang yung laro nila hindi laro ng magkakakilala. Samantalang mag-aapat na buwan kaming magan. Siguro talagang hindi everyday happy. Pero nakaka-proud pa rin kasi kahit alam nila medyo down sa una, talagang nagtulong-tulong pa rin talaga sila. So ayun, nakaka-proud.
Sayang yung first set eh. Maganda yung laro eh. Nagkatalo lang sa konting-konting error. Ngayon, nung second set naman, yun, nakalaro na ng maayos. And nung third set, kailangan namin ipasok yung mga stringers eh. Kasi kailangan eh. Although maganda naman yung laro,
In the second game, the AFP Lady Gunners swept the Comelec Suffragettes in 3 consecutive sets. In the first set, the Lady Gunner, led by Iari Yonko and May Madulid, started strong, but the Suffragettes, with efforts from Danica Gendrauli and Judith Avil, kept the score close. The Lady Gunners won 25-20. In the second and third sets, the Lady Gunner, with contributions from Lilet Mabayad and Cheryl Jack and Mary Ann Pantino, dominated. Mabayad's blocking and Jack's service aces secured the sets with scores of 25-15 and 25-18. The Lady Gunner recorded 40 attacks, 6 blocks, and 4 service aces, with Yen Oleres named the best player of the game. They are second in the standings with 8 wins and 2 losses. The Comelec Suffragettes, with 27 attacks, 1 block, and 3 service aces, are in the 4th place with 5 wins and 5 losses.
Medyo slow starter lang sila. So pagka ganon, nire-remind para ma-overcome nila yung kanilang, yung nawawala sa kanila. For example, yung receive, ganyan. Nasunod naman. Kaya napanalo namin yung game yun.
Maganda naman pinakita ng mga players namin. Yung service receive, nandun naman po, wala naman nagkulang. Yun lang, medyo mas nagkaroon ng composure yung kalaban, mas tinatagan nila yung depensa nila, bawas na konting error lang din, yun yung nilamang mga kalaban sa akin.
In the third game, the Judiciary Justice servers showed resilience in the first set, enhancing their floor defense and attacks with cross-court strikes from Marily Boras and Lerma Tubog, and quick attacks from Laarni Pesebre, winning the set 25-23. In the second set, the Lady Patrollers with Kia Gomez, Miraflor Ronquillo, and Ces Oliveros responded strongly, winning 25-13. In the third and fourth sets, the Justice servers attempted a comeback, but the Lady Patrollers' continuous attacks secured the final 2 sets with scores of 25-19 and 25-22. The Lady Patrollers tallied 44 attack points, 3 blocks, and 16 service aces, with Miraflor Ronquillo named Best Player of the Game for her 11 attacks, 1 block, and 4 aces. They lead the rankings with 8 wins and 2 losses. The Judiciary Justice servers with 34 attacks and 6 aces are in 7th place with 3 wins and 7 losses.
Moving up kami kasi galing kami sa talo no, nakarang previous game namin. Pinalo kami ng Bureau of Fire. I-duplicate kami para makabawi kami sa kanila.
Yung teamwork nila, no? Although mayroong konting lapses pa rin doon sa receiving, medyo mabigat yung service, medyo naiiwan yung ano. Pero kasi nandun na yung pagod eh, may pagod na rin. So yun yung mga factor. Pero overall, kung titignan mo yung movements ng team, yung depensa, kanina mahaba yung rally, napakaganda, no? So doon mo makikita yung nagmamature.
Stay tuned for more exciting matches in the League of Public Servants, Win in Sports, Win for Charity at Paco Arena, Manila this coming Wednesday, May 22, 2024. The AFP Lady Gunner will face the DFA emissaries at 12 noon, followed by the Comelec Suffragettes versus Judiciary Justice Servers at 2 p.m. The PNP Lady Patrollers will take on the SSS Pension Protectors at 4 p.m. Watch live on UNTV News and Rescue social media accounts and UNTV Sports. JP Nunez, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And before we close, we will leave you with the word giving glory to God. From the book of Psalms, chapter 15, verse 2, it says, He that walketh uprightly, and worketh righteousness, and speaketh the truth in his heart. And those are the reasons behind the news May 21, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Marvi Delfin, live from Perth, Australia. We serve the people, we give glory to God.